Much of Canada's support for Ukraine has been in the form of sanctions against Russia, economic measures targeting Russian oligarchs, institutions, and government officials. But CBC News has learned the sanctions are also freezing assets for people with no ties whatsoever to Vladimir Putin. Janice McGregor has been looking into the story, and she has the details from Ottawa. Janice.
Yeah, good morning, Heather. Look, we're not talking about oligarchs here. I've interviewed 4 people over the course of researching this story, 2 of them originally from Russia, 2 of them originally from Kazakhstan. They're all now working, paying taxes, starting new lives here in Canada. 3 of the 4 already permanent residents. We're not talking about people that have connections to the Russian regime. You know, these are people actually who told me that they support Ukraine in this war, but they were targeted because they have personal family savings with major banks back in Russia or Kazakhstan. And those particular banks are on Canada's sanctions list. So when they tried last winter to make small personal transfers of these family funds, their banks in Canada were prohibited from dealing with these foreign banks. And that is why they think, anyway, their money has been blocked. The transfers never went through. They're now missing. All of these people have now contacted Global Affairs Canada, applied for exemptions, trying to get their funds released, but they're having great difficulty getting any information at all out of the department. They say they're only getting automated messages in return. Medina Muslimova is one of them. She came to Canada from Kazakhstan 5 years ago, a single mom, works here. She wants to go back to school. Her parents back in Kazakhstan sold some assets wanting to help her out. But when they tried to transfer that money to Canada, it never made it. And now she's worried her family has lost tens of thousands of dollars.
I have been patient. My family has been patient. We have been patiently waiting. But it's been almost a year, and we just want to understand how long is this going to take, and is there any hope that it would get resolved? Because, well, it's a substantial amount for me and my family.
Janice, is there a way that this can get resolved? Is there a government fix?
I spoke to trade lawyer John Biscariol. Last fall, he actually appeared before a parliamentary committee, said he would give Canada a failing grade for the way it's been administering its sanctions, and it did have other options.
I think the government, although it has its heart in the right place in terms of trying to impose these very aggressive sanctions measures against Russia, in the implementation of these measures is having trouble keeping up on the administrative side.
He told me that Canada could have done what our American, British, and European allies have done, and that is exempt small personal remittances, allow the transfers to go through so long as individuals are not specifically on a sanctions list. He also points out that Minister Melanie Joly could fix this. She could issue a general payment to release all these funds of families quickly, rather than set up a system where the resources of her department are really overwhelmed trying to run due diligence on all these applications, case by case by case. But in general, he also points out that, you know, freezing small personal transfers like this really does nothing to change Vladimir Putin's mind.
Janice McGregor, thank you very much.